This is Wrestling in Color Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you go ahead and follow me on social medias: Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. I'm on TikTok, Intergalactic Juggernaut. Right here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. You got here, you could give me that's for free. All right, I got the podcast, Shit Sugar Podcast, which is a small fee, but this podcast is free. So help a sister out. And make sure you thumbs up the video. And make sure you go back and watch some of the stuff that I got going on, please. Okay? What am I talking about right now? You see the picture. Listen, let me just go into this because WWE never ceases to amaze me, and I'm not shocked at all by the behavior because they allow rapists, they allow sexual deviants, they allow murderers, they allow women beaters, they allow alcoholics and drunks and all these type of people all up and through their shit. So I was not, I just knew that I would not be seeing these two motherfuckers on my screen. But apparently, me as a black female who enjoys wrestling can't do that with the WWE. That's why I have to go other places and try not to see shit I don't want to see, even though AEW is not giving me what it was supposed to give. But Miss Cargill's over there, so hopefully her and Big Swole will change that for me at some fucking point. Now, I need one of y'all to tell me why Jackson Riker's on my fucking TV. I'm not understanding why he's there. I'm not understanding it. Because last time I checked, Jackson Riker got some views that aren't really friendly to the WWE universe. At least 10% of us, because 96% of y'all are fucking slack jaw, yokel, undercover Nazi racist freak holes. So I went on Sportskeeda, just reading stuff, and I see a picture of Jackson Riker standing next to fucking Elias. And I'm like, is this old? Why is this fucking nut on my damn screen? Well, on this week's episode of Main Events, the opening segment featured Elias and Jackson Riker. Jackson Riker and his Forgotten Sons teammate, Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, were taken off of programming earlier this year. The former made controversial political comments on Twitter in May. You don't remember, let me refresh your memory. So Jackson Riker, real name Chad Lau, and popularly known as Gunner from his TNA days. I'm not going to sit here and act like I watch TNA because I don't. Attracted severe backlash for his ill-timed tweet in which he voiced his support for Donald Trump. On the 1st of June, Donald Trump reportedly ordered the authorities to use tear gas on a peaceful protest in Washington, D.C., which is funny because today there's a protest in Washington, D.C. with them still going on and on about fucking him winning the election, and then Black Lives Matter on the other side, and some people done got shot. Anyway, so that he could give his speech and have a photo op in front of a church. Remember, he was holding the Bible. Well, Jackson Riker went ahead and tweeted, thankful for the POTUS we have. God bless America, built of freedom, forgotten no more. The timing of the tweet, considering the volatile climate and the fact that Riker used his wrestling catchphrase at the end, garnered more heat on the Forgotten Sons member. Various superstars such as Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Mustafa Ali, and Batista publicly called out Riker for his comment. Jackson Riker's stablemate Stephen Cutler and Wesley Blake, also reacted negatively to his comments as well. That drew backstage heat, according to y'all guy David Meltzer. He said, to the one person high in the company, the belief that is Leo can't be fired for expressing freedom of speech, but that the locker room is fuming at him. And apparently, as of this article, which was from June 5th, 2020, apparently he can't be fired. So Chad went on to say, pretty touchy subject, but all this Black Lives Matter garbage baffles me. I challenge anyone of any color or race to go watch 12 Years a Slave, the movie, and realize how good you all actually have it. Learn heritage. Christ, Gandhi, Buddha, they all taught love and caring for others. This is getting out of hand. I pray for this nation daily. That's Jackson Riker. Tone deaf Jackson fucking Riker. And now here we are. And this fucking man is on my goddamn TV. He better stay in Main Event, which is on the WWE Network. I don't want to see him on fucking Raw besides Elias, who apparently is supposed to be changing into a Christian singer or some bullshit. On Main Event, Elias claims to have seen a vision after he fought Jeff Hardy in a Symphony of Destruction, where he got electrocuted with a wooden axe handle. Y'all tell me how that happens. The vision apparently included Jackson Riker along with the Universal Truth, which is, as everyone might have guessed, is the WWE stands for Walk with Elias. Elias and Jackson Riker were interrupted by the 24/7 shenanigans, and Jackson Riker attacked Akira Tozawa with the clothesline. R-Truth and Elias got involved in a verbal exchange to end the segment. Recently, Jackson Riker took to social media and he put, "I will walk with," and we already knew what that meant. What is in store for the Savage? I have a lot more to give and a lot more to earn. I'm not done with WWE. Jackson Riker doesn't think he's done with WWE. He might appear alongside Elias on Raw if the company has concrete plans for him in the future. Steven Cutler and Wesley Blake, on the other hand, ended up beside Baron Corbin on SmackDown. So that's where the other two went. I guess they're gonna be his bodyguards. You know, it's Jackson Riker's comments fucked up the Forgotten Sons, who probably were gonna get fucked up anyway. And now he's going on his own little journey where I don't fucking care because I don't want to see him. It's bad enough Hulk Hogan's over there, and I love the Iron Sheik is always on Twitter saying how fucking terrible Hulk Hogan is. I enjoy that. So y'all tell me why the fuck Jackson Riker's on my goddamn TV screen. If he's about to be on it, what am I supposed to do with that? That's why I'm over there on NXT and fucking AEW. Because this company has no fucking conscience and don't give a fuck about nobody outside of their white fans. Because I can hear y'all now talking about, oh, well, it wasn't that big deal. He can say what he want to say. I don't support Black Lives Matter, but I do support Black Lives. I got black friends. You know all that bullshit y'all be going through, all that abusive ass gaslighting. Child, please. So who we talking about next? You know who I'm talking about. I'm coming right back to Mr. Lars Sullivan. Long ago, not too long ago, Lars Sullivan showed up on SmackDown, and I was like, why the fuck is this weird fucker on SmackDown? Now, let's just be honest here. Lars Sullivan, well, you know, outside of his racism and his homophobic comments and whoop de whoop de whoop, and then he had a whole sex thing going on, and that's one of the more popular videos, I might add, right here in Wrestling in Color. Lars Sullivan's stock is in the trash, okay? And how you gonna pull it out, I don't fucking know, but I see where they're going, and I'm not going with them. They claim they fined him $1,000 for his shenanigans. So I guess that's supposed to absolve him and put him on my motherfucking TV. So this is an article 2 months ago. And he comes back on TV. Meanwhile, he's sending inappropriate messages to women on fucking Instagram. Just 2 days after he made his rather shocking return to WWE on Friday Night SmackDown, Lars Sullivan has been accused of sending inappropriate messages to women on Instagram and harassing her. Earlier today, a Reddit thread emerged showing screenshots messages between Sullivan and Instagram user Yoga for the Athlete. The message showed Lars allegedly asking the woman for booty pics, and here's what it said. Incredibly beautiful. I absolutely love your legs. You got any booty pics in those, hun? And she said, "Hey Lars, I'm going to refund you your money. I told you before, I block people who send me messages like this, so you've kind of had a warning. I don't have time to work with clients who don't respect boundaries. I'm also happily married, and uh, I don't want to be fucking bothered with you." Basically, that's what she said. So, why is he on my fucking TV? Oh, it's okay because he was soliciting booty pics from a woman and not a man. Cause y'all know how y'all get about when y'all found out he was out here getting rubbed down in the shower. Y'all was like, oh shit, like oh. So WWE thinks that they're going to revamp Lars Sullivan by giving him the tagline, "The Freak." So they had a couple vignettes of him being interviewed by Michael Cole, and he's going on and on and on about how kids in school used to make fun of him because he was a big guy and he was a freak. And, you know, he kept saying, "And I'm a freak, and I freak off, and then the freak this and the freak that." And I'm sitting here looking at this like, okay. And, you know, he going on and on about being a freak, and then all of a sudden he's off TV, which I didn't have an issue with that, you know. Survivor Series happens, he's not there. I'm just like, all right, well, whatever. Well, of course, your boy David Meltzer, I know. Y'all seem to be really triggered by him, and I understand. Because he needs to drink fucking water. All that smack in his mouth is so dry, it's ridiculous. David Meltzer said that, um, he was talking about Big E, but he also said that Lars, they wanted to protect both of them instead of having them compete on the pre-show. This could also explain why neither of them was on Team SmackDown for the pay-per-view. It has been seen what is for next for both of them. Lars Sullivan could be challenging for either the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, which I think that's Big E doing, or Universal Champion Roman Reigns, and no one's putting Lars Sullivan in front of Roman. It's also rumored that WWE is looking to change the name of Lars Sullivan and refer to him as the Freak going forth, and I already told y'all that, and I'm not interested, and I don't understand how anyone's interested in Lars Sullivan at this particular point, unless you a tone-deaf ass, usual suspect ass wrestling fan. I'm sure you're gonna be like, oh well, it's okay because he messed up and ain't no big deal, until they offend your fucking ass, and then you just like, yeah, I don't like that, I don't want him on there. How come y'all don't send Lars Sullivan back to the PC so he could learn some shit? Because those interviews was terrible. How come y'all don't send Nia Jax back to the PC? Because she out here breaking women and busting bitches' heads open every fucking Monday. How come? But you send a Keith Lee. We're not going to go back to that because that's a whole podcast I just did. I'm just trying to figure out why these two men are on my fucking screen. So if anybody wants to go in the comments and explain to me why these two fucking losers is on my screens on Mondays and Fridays, please do. This is Wrestling Color Podcast, and I will check you on the next video. Later.